Hello and welcome to part 4 of my Grombrindal Immortal Empires playthrough. Last episode we did manage to take Rakdo Gorge and we came back up here to possibly fight the Dark Elves. However, if we look over here, Welch has brought a new 4-stack army on our border. Of course we did raise Iron Frost, but it looks like they have reclaimed it. So now Grombrindal has the important decision. Do we go east and start a war with the Dark Elves, trying to lower our grudge severity because it's almost the max level now, which is not so good because it does slow down research. We do lose control, we lose relation with dwarfs, but on the max level it's an even bigger debuff. Do we just soak that up and go north to fight Norscans, or do we go east and try and settle some of those grudges? Those are the decisions I have to make. If we do take a look at the Altar of Ultimate Darkness, we don't really have that big of a garrison either, so maybe we should take Grombrindal back north to deal with the Norscans here once and for all. And maybe we just march all the way around here and then come south and deal with the Dark Elves. I think that might be a plan actually, but we can't leave this 4-stack army here on our border. So we are going to move Grombrindal back over here. The Skaven have been wiped out, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. And the ogres to the south of Rakdo Gorge. Although they don't like us, we're not at war with them, so I think we can afford to take the little detour here. But if we take a look at our diplomacy, I don't think much has changed. Yeah. The Exiles of Nehek, yeah, they're not. We're losing rating with them every turn. Of course, no trade and no other diplomacy to be had for the time being. So, in classic channel or style of this channel, we're going to start the video with an end turn. A cloaked stranger from the mist-shrouded land of Albion approaches with a request. He is of sinister aspect, but assures you that his intentions are good. So we can either gain +4 Chaos Undivided Corruption and 3000 Treasury, or we can gain -2 Corruption. I think we will gain the -2 Corruption. Refuse this creature. There we go. And Grombrindal can reach Iron Frost this turn. They don't really have much of a garrison, and Welch has retreated. So I think this is the route we would take. So let's go ahead and attack Iron Frost. Ah, they will have reinforcements, but there is a reinforcement timer. If we auto-resolve this, we don't lose any units. But we also would like a cinematic battle, so maybe we do fight this manually. It's a chance to take out his army. So let's go ahead and fight this battle. So here we go, challenging the Norscan tribes belonging to Mung once again, as we see our artillery firing into the settlement. Our gyrocopters also approaching for their first bombing run of the battle. 2 of them going very high there. There we go. Sadly, 2 of the bombs do miss. And again, a bit inaccurate there on the bombing run, but we did get some damage off. As we see our artillery firing in. And already we have melted the unit that's leading this garrison's defenses. But if we head out here, as the camera does a very weird animation, you can see Grombrindal charging in with his axe in hand. If we move backwards a little, we've got our Crawler units, as well as our Thunderers, all of our Dwarf Warriors, and of course our Runesmith. So our Grudge Bearers now deciding to target the enemy tower because our gyrocopters have already taken a lot of damage. Our Crawlers also shooting the enemy units. Unlike previous sieges, the enemy just really didn't want to seem to engage with us, as you see Grombrindal and Runesmith trying to attract some attention. And yeah, we were just left relatively unchallenged. Maybe they were waiting for reinforcers. So I do decide to charge Grombrindal over here to take down this barricade and then hopefully provoke the enemy unit on the other side here. So the barricade is broken down, but the enemy unit's just really on skirmish mode, not wanting to get close to anyone. There's Grombrindal, as you can see, holding his axe in the air, probably getting a bit angry. He wants a good fight, but the enemy just not giving it to him really. But he doesn't give up. He still tries to chase them. The runesmith does manage to catch one and decapitate them. And Grombrindal has somewhat caught up to the enemy now. But it just doesn't look like he's able to get a swing off. So if we head back here, we have started moving in our Iron Drakes now to capture the point, as well as our Crawlers and Thunderers. And here we can see our infantry of Dwarf Warriors, Hammerers and Miners moving into the settlement to engage with the enemy. As you can see, our Iron Drakes getting off a wave of fire at the enemy over here. And they definitely decide to retreat rather than deal with this. But we finally have an infantry unit coming to fight us as we get a ruin, or a Rune of Wrath and Ruin off. But the Iron Drakes are going to turn around now and just blast them with their flame cannons. Our Crawlers also getting in plenty of shots, as well as our Thunderers there in the background. And here you just see a swarm of Dwarf Warriors come charging in from behind. But the enemy have chosen retreat, so the Dwarf Warriors change their focus to another target. Just look at the amount of dwarfs here. I think this game is definitely best played on ultra unit scale. And the enemy decide to come back for another charge. Absolute carnage. I don't think there's any way they're making it through the Iron Drakes here. The Skaven failed with this, and it looks like the Norsca are also going to fail as they begin to retreat. And it just doesn't look like they're going to make any progress here. As we go up the hill, following our Dwarf Warriors, as well as our Miners here, deciding to go to the center of the settlement. So wasting no time. And a few of the enemy decide to engage, but then they run away again. It's yeah, it was very tedious really. Of course, dwarfs are slow, so they're very vulnerable to this kind of strategy. But it looks like we're finally going to engage in some melee here. Miners charging into the cavalry with the hammerers. And instantly they also begin to run away. So the dwarfs just, at this point, getting a bit angry really. Of course, they like to engage in melee combat, but the enemy just not giving them the satisfaction of a hand-to-hand battle. And we actually capture the center of the settlement there, so all the barricades break, as well as the towers. But we are finally fighting two units in melee combat now. The enemy in the distance throwing in some axes. And the enemy begin to run away. The dwarfs chasing them. We look over here, our Iron Drakes have now moved into the settlement, as well as our Thunderers and Crawlers here. As you hear the thunderous roar of the Thunderers there. If you look to the left, there is an enemy unit, but the Crawlers are going to make very short work of them, as well as the Thunderers. No one's going to be able to approach our line of missile units there. And if we go back over here, we've managed to finally trap a few units in the center of our forces here, as well as engage some cavalry. But it looks like they're trying to run away. And that won't last too long. But over to the side, we do see another spear unit. Are they going to engage us? They're thinking about it. They're kind of just standing and staring, not sure if they want to engage with the dwarfs. But our missile units notice them and aren't letting them get off easy. Yeah, they decide to make the retreat. So the settlement is essentially ours now. You can see the Iron Drakes moving forward to hold this choke point. Quarrelers reinforcing them behind. And we actually see them get off a volley of fire as the enemy are trying to retreat. And now we also see some dwarf warriors reinforcing the other choke points. Over here, I believe this is a Thunderer unit. It is. I see taking fire from the tower. And really right now we're just securing all of the choke points. But over here we have a bit of a scary situation. We did move our grudge throwers into the settlement to be able to deal some more damage, and they were outflanked by a cavalry unit, but the grudge throwers dealt with them very easily. But over here you can see more units flanking as we bring down the dwarf warriors to try and help. So they are outnumbered 3 units to 1, but at least managing to stop the enemy attacking our grudge throwers. You can see our bolt thrower units firing into the enemy. Doing plenty of damage for us. If we look in the distance, I believe that's our grudge throwers repositioning. Trying to get a good angle on the enemy here. Maybe we will see some carnage. Or is there another unit? Aha, there's actually another unit. It's the grudge throwers. Try to ward them off, and they do in fact start retreating. There we go, the dwarf warriors forcing the enemy to retreat as well. Although severely outnumbered and damaged, they're doing an amazing job. If we go back to the center of the settlement, you can see we are engaged in a battle here. The enemy trying to recapture what we have taken. Our Iron Drakes going for the flank. We'll see if they manage to get off a good attack now. As they turn, setting up. And there we go. Just absolutely destroys them. So we take an overview of the battle now. Every single enemy is retreating, so that is the siege won.
The gods watch! Do not disgrace us!
And our gyrocopters do manage to kill the enemy lord, giving us a close victory there, I believe it was. There we go, a close victory. We did a lot worse than the AI predicted. I think it predicted a decisive victory. But yeah, at least we won the battle. Our Iron Drakes there getting 330 kills. Plenty of kills for them. Of course, our Quarreler units also putting in work, as well as our artillery. But yeah, we only lost 181, so it's not too bad. And we did kill Welch as well. So let's see if now his army disappears on the campaign map. Very nice. So only 471 treasury, but we did get our whopping 4.2k experience, which is really nice. Almost getting 2 level ups there. So of course we're going to raise it because it's not inhabitable. You get some huge debuffs in inhabiting this, so let's raise it, and we will push further north to deal with them. Now, unfortunately his army didn't die. Some units did survive, but that's okay. We're going to continue north and wipe them out anyway. So, Grombrindal here did get a level up, so we can get our final level of lightning strike here. Our runesmith also leveling up. We could get damping. Enemy wins a magic power reserve change minus 10% when increasing. When increasing? Ha. I'm not sure what that means. Could get a rune of open steel though. Give our unit some more armor. Our front line maybe. Let's go ahead with this. Ah, we can get forge fire now. So passive ability. So all enemies in range will lose minus 15 armor. Very nice.
Master Engineer at your service.
So let's go ahead and scout with our Master Engineer here. Just to get a bit more line of sight. I'm not quite sure where these two settlements would be, but they aren't. Ah, one of them is owned by Norsca, the Glacier encampment. And we're also at war with Valkyria. Oh dear, Valkyria's up here. I did have a feeling she would be. But we're going to carry on, clear this out, and then come down south to fight the Dark Elves. So, yeah, I don't think we did too bad. Could have gone a lot worse. Let's build an economy building here, a trinket maker. We do need that extra economy desperately. And I think that would be enough to end our turn. Actually, before we do that, I want to see, can we recruit any more heroes? We can't, okay. I do want to try and start making use of heroes more often. But yeah, let's end our turn. New technology. Dwarfs prefer accuracy to firing rates, as they realise that increased firepower does not necessarily cause higher casualties. So we get reload time reduction plus 15% for ranger, crawlers and thunderers. Very nice. A brutal business. Battle is a blood-soaked affair. Limbs severed, bones exposed, men left for dead in the cruet-soaked fields amongst schools of fallen friends and enemies. Strong weapons, forged with time, sweat and expertise, mark the difference between victory and defeat. A good sword cuts clean through the bones, severing heads and limbs, where lesser weapons will merely maim. As instability grows across the world, so too does man's bloodlust and his desire for war and carnage on an ever grander scale. So we get base weapon damage plus 20 for all armies of all factions. Very nice. But let's take our Master Engineer here and go and scout the land. Ah, okay, so there is their second settlement. They are recruiting, which is expected, and they don't have a huge garrison, so we should be okay. However, our replenishment is not looking so good. We will carry on marching north though to deal with the enemy here. So let's get a new technology. We can either get masterwork crossbows plus 10% base missile damage for ranger and 10% missile strength for crawlers, or superior black powder plus 10% missile strength for thunderers, or we can get minus 5% upkeep for artillery and minus 5% recruitment cost for artillery. I think we should go with the upkeep one because, yeah, we are struggling with an economy right now. So our grudges are currently a severity of 60. That's not good. But we will wipe out the Glacier encampment and then come south to deal with the Dark Elves. We have detected a force belonging to Ripper Horn tribe attempting to lay an ambush in Altar of Ultimate Darkness. Yeah, they are being a pain in my backside, still raiding me. Ugh. That sucks. And I did notice the ogres are coming north here. Hopefully not attacking us. I will send them a warning. I don't want to go to war with them, but if they do take advantage, then I guess I have no choice. Now what do we have here? Steel technology, wound or block army. I can only block army. Can I... Steel technology reduces research time by 20% for 30 turns. It's a 50% for a positive outcome. What happens if I block army? 50% as well. Okay, but only 4% chance of having hero wounded. It does cost 300 gold every time we attempt this, but we might want to do it just to level him up. let's look over here. Let's level up our tinker shop. And then we do have some spare gold in the bank. So I will go ahead and just try and block that army, I guess. Modifies the campaign movement range of the target army by minus 20%. And sadly it was a failure. Dalid Grundarak, our master engineer, was not up to par in this attempt. The mission against Theta of the Hung's army belonging to Mung was a failure. Luckily he wasn't injured. So let's continue marching to their encampment. Only half a stack plus this. It should be okay. We do have our Iron Drakes. Yeah, I think we should be able to take that next turn with no problems. So I'm just looking down here. Hopefully the ogres leave us alone. But let's take a quick look at diplomacy. Has anything changed? Yeah, I don't think anything has changed, really. So let's go ahead and end our turn.
I don't have time for words. The Dowie need me.
Ah, the Beastmen finally declared war on us. Okay. This Dark Elf faction has performed the sacrifice to Mathlan. Keep your eyes on the seas. A Black Ark will soon be summoned. And of course the Beastmen did ignore our trespass warning. Damn it. I don't feel so confident having an enemy right here. Oh, and they do have a full stack now too. An enemy right here whilst our armies are in the north. But now that we're up here, I feel like we have to commit. And we did succeed there, so we gained a level of XP. Now, what should we level him in? We could make him into more of a close range shooter. Oh, I think this one is more of a far range shooter. I'm not quite sure. We will just increase mobility though, in case we want to embed him into our army. They have almost a full stack if you count their garrison. Looks like a decisive victory. We can lightning strike it. I don't think that changes anything, right? Lightning strike battles will prevent reinforcements from arriving. Yes, so that's not a reinforcement, it's his garrison. I think I will auto-resolve this one though. Yeah, let's auto-resolve this one because we won't lose any units. We get 4,000 experience and 480 gold there. Very nice. And again, we can't really occupy this, so let's raise it. And we get a new trait. Today, the blight of chaos and corruption on our land has been washed clean. So +5 leadership when fighting against warriors of chaos and demons of chaos. We also gained Butcher. Brutality comes easily to this one. The rush of the kill is a powerful addiction indeed. +5% attrition when under siege. Enemies, okay. And Freighter of the Hung, our enemy belonging to Mung, has perished in the battle at Glacier Encampment. A regiment of renown. The Ekrind miners with blasting charges. The miners of Mount Bloodhorn fight in memory of their fallen hold with unmatched passion and fury. But we haven't wiped out the Norscans here. Huh. Do they have a second army hidden somewhere?
It is time.
Maybe. So we want to get the unit replenishment rates for sure. Let's grab that. And if we go to our runesmith, what's Wardbreaker? Spell resistance minus. Ooh. Passive ability affects all allies in range, immune to psychology. Okay, let's get that one. That's very strong, especially fighting on the front lines. So, I don't think we can afford to march south and fight the Dark Elves. I think we're gonna have to go back this way because we really need to replenish. So I will come back down through Iron Frost, but at least these settlements here have been raised. Can we upgrade anything? Not right now. So let's go ahead and end the turn. This Tomb King's faction has performed the great incantation of Kasar, sandstorms have engulfed their territory and any foreign armies caught within will suffer attrition. Broken chains have been obliterated, there is nothing left apart from the echoing laughter of thirsting gods, as well as the Ripperhorn tribe have been killed, which I assume by the ogres. Okay, very nice. We will keep marching down to the west here though through Ironfrost just so we can get that replenishment that I talked about. Let's scout ahead with our master engineer first just so we know there's no enemies waiting in ambush, which there aren't. So now we can force march all the way down here. Hopefully the ogres decide not to declare war against us. I don't think they are. Let's see who they're at war with. They are at war with the Dark Elves, so they might be using our lands to get to Dark Elf territory. Which, if that is the case, maybe I can offer diplomacy to join war against the Dark Elves. In fact, I might do that now, and that could help us with our relations with the ogres. So I will offer to join war against Nagorond. They do like that, and they will give me 795 gold for this. So let's propose this. There we go. If we do some diplomacy with Nagorond, who else are they at war with? So the ogres, I don't know these guys. Okay. I was hoping maybe we can get some more gold for offering to join war. But yeah, we're now officially at war with Malekith. Grudges are about to be settled, but let's end the turn. Amidst the banging of tankards on the feasting tables and raucous cheers and ribald chants, a storied hero of the hold is risen up to the rank of Thane. Hero recruited Thane? Oh. Thanes are the most powerful fighters in the army, fell-handed warriors equipped with the finest arms and armour of the clan's weapon hoard. Okay, we're gonna bring him straight up here to fight with our army. It's a shame he spawned all the way down here. But let's march Grombrindal back. There we go, we'll start getting some replenishment. And we'll also bring Daled down here. And let's check our diplomacy. Are the ogres starting to like us now? We're still losing 1 reputation a turn, even though we did declare war against Nagorond. That is a shame. Maybe we could also offer to declare war against Hag Grief. Ah, we've undiscovered them, so I don't think we can. Yeah, nothing's happening there anytime soon. Okay, but at least they do like us a bit more, so maybe they won't declare war. And, oh, can we build something? Just growth buildings. Maybe it's time to get some more crawler units? You know what, yeah, let's spend the gold to get the crawler building and end our turn. Out of the forests they emerge, the horned beasts that stand upright in a vile parody of man. They are the cloven ones, the children of chaos, and they have come for us, to tear down our civilization. The war herds are migrating and destroying anything in their path. Defend yourselves from the beastmen's wrath. And they are right on our border. Oh, very nice. Of course, not very nice at all. They are taking attrition from the Dark Elves though. And I don't see any Dark Elf forces. They might be busy dealing with the ogres. I could probably fight this beastman. I want to replenish though, really. And do we have crawlers unlocked yet? Not right now. Oh, we have some slayers. Anti-large, fast for a dwarf. They have death blow. Should I get some slayers? I do wonder. We have 2 units. Let's see what buildings we can build first. Okay, just growth upgrades. I feel like I might actually get some slayers. Let's try and get Daled another level first. We failed, okay. Oh, I forgot about Griswold over here too.
Let's move. I'll see it done.
Yeah, let's get some slayers into the army. We have 2 spots free and I'm going to get 2 slayers. There we go. Oh, that really tanks our income though. I didn't think about this.
Who calls
I
me?
don't think I'm going to attack these guys. But that's all we have time for today, sadly. Again, thank you to everyone who's been watching and commenting on the videos lately and leaving a like. It means a lot. But I will be back tomorrow with another episode, probably playing Luther tomorrow. But yeah, I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Thank you for watching.